Hey guys, I'm back with a later edition of our stories. I've been talking to your awesome parents all day and had meetings, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I got you your chapter so you could watch it tonight or in the morning. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and read Chapter 3 of Wayside School Gets a Little Stranger by Sachar, and this is called Poetry. Mrs. Jules told everyone to pick a color and write a poem about it. Huh? Said Joy. For example, said Mrs. Jules, if brown was your favorite color, you might write, at the circus I saw a clown. On his face was a great big frown. His sad eyes were big and brown. Could you repeat that just a little bit slower? Asked Joy. Mrs. Jules repeated it for her. Ooh, I'm going to do purple, said Rondi. Rondi loved anything purple. You can't do purple, said Allison. I'm doing it. So, said Rondi. Mrs. Jules didn't say two people couldn't do the same color. But purple is my favorite color in the whole world, said Allison. Rondi and Allison were best friends, but Allison always got her way. Rondi switched her poem to blue. Joe raised his hand next. I don't know what rhymes with red, he said. So, okay, let's pause. Can you guys think of a couple of words that rhyme with red? I think I can think of a couple. How about head, said? Can you think of three more words that rhyme with red? Mrs. Jules gave him a few suggestions. Bed, lead, wed. Think of words that end in ed. Oh, I get it, said Joe, and he went to work. Rondi tried to think of words that rhymed with blue. She raised her hand. Mrs. Jules, she said, I chose blue. Can I rhyme that with zoo? Yes, that would be a good rhyme, agreed Mrs. Jules. How about glue? Asked Rondi. Yes, that rhymes too, said Mrs. Jules. Oh, I know, said Rondi. How about stew? Okay, just pick one and get started, please, said Mrs. Jules. Rondi smiled. This is fun, she told Allison. There are lots of words that rhyme with blue. Allison grunted. Nothing rhymed with purple. In her mind, Allison had already gone through every letter of the alphabet. Arple, burple, kerple, derple, all the way to zerple. And nothing rhymed. But after making a big stink over it with Rondi, she couldn't switch colors now. Rondi was just about to start her poem when she got an even better idea. Love that's true. Poets are always writing about love that's true, aren't they, Mrs. Jules? Sometimes, said Mrs. Jules. Rondi smiled, except she really didn't know much about true love. Morning dew, she said. Poets write about morning dew, too, don't they, Mrs. Jules? I believe so, said Mrs. Jules. Dana walked to Mrs. Jules' desk. I can't think of anything that rhymes with pink, she complained. I'm sure you'll think of something, said Mrs. Jules, and she winked at her. I can't think, said Dana. My mind's on the blink. I'm no good at poetry. I stink. Why is that funny? All of those words rhyme with her color, pink. Just keep trying, said Mrs. Jules. Dana returned to her seat. She started to put her name on her paper, but her pen wouldn't write. Great, Dana complained. Now my pen's out of ink. Hey, Dana, whispered John. Do you want to borrow my pen? Sure, said Dana. Too bad I'm using it, said John, and then he and Joe cracked up. Meanwhile, Allison was going through the alphabet for the 10th time. Merple, nurple, orple, quirple, she thought. My left shoe, exclaimed Rondi. Okay, you better choose something, Rondi, and get started with your poem, advised Mrs. Jules. I got it, said Rondi. A bird that flew. At the end of the day, the children turned in their poems. Yellow, by Kathy. So now I'm going to read the poems they wrote. I don't feel too well. Oh, I don't know who to tell. Oh, I'm sick and I smell. Oh, my barf is yellow. Green, by Stephen. The swimming pool has lots of chlorine. It turned my hair green. Brown, by Joy. At the circus I saw a clown. On his face was a great big frown. His sad eyes were big and brown. Red, by Joe. The fire truck is red. It hurried. Does that rhyme? But he chose a word that ended in ed. The siren wailed. The house burned. The fireman saved the baby who screamed. He didn't really get it, did he? Pink, by Dana. My favorite color is pink. John is a rat fink. Purple, by Allison. The baby won't stop crying. His face is turning purple. Will anything make him feel better? I bet a burple. Blue, by Rondi. And that was as far as she got on her poem. The end. I hope you guys have had a great day. Tomorrow we will read chapter 4, and it's called Dr. Pickle. Bye.